Pretty exciting. I think just in 1 week, I think I've learned a lot about myself and how I connect with other people, how I don't connect with other people. You learn what you really have with other people. For instance, you all know Stella, and if you don't, she is, number one, the prettiest girl in the whole universe, so don't even bother trying to find a better one. She is my sweetheart, Rabid Nick and Stella for life, or at least for a while. And she is the genius behind all the graphic work at rabidnick.com and any of our logos, Fainting Goats Productions. Anything you see that looks spectacular, trust me, Stella has already taken care of it. She is the creator. She is the goddess graphics. Anyway, most of our relationship has taken part over Facebook, over text messaging. Hold on, I gotta take this. Yes, the monkey talked. No, I don't know how he did it. Send. Okay, so over text messaging, over Facebook, electronic communications, just little jibs and jabs here and there, little bits and pieces of communication that in theory was supposed to add up to a greater good, to a big goal. I will say the Rabid one is a softie, and I do love the girl. She is wonderful and talented and amazing, and I think she fits perfectly with me. And we've gotten this far, and I still think things are great, but there was something missing. We've been noticing some wear and tear on our engine, so to speak, and we've been pretty frustrated. We don't know what it's all about. Just to give you a little insight, we're kind of two peas in a pod. We both have a really quirky sense of humor, and we get the same stuff. Like tonight, for instance, we learned, do you remember back in Microsoft Word, like back in the day, it had a little paper clip? His name was Clippy. Number one, I didn't know that. Number two, apparently he was the most hated mascot in the history of the universe. Everyone hated Clippy. Well, it turns out that two people didn't hate Clippy, and that was Stella and I, and we learned that today, so we had a good little laugh. Anyway, never's enough. We needed to expand more. We're looking to improve our relationship and take it to a next step, and we were frustrated because we didn't know what it was all about. So here I am now, Rabid Nick, doing Blackout, and obviously I'm not so connected to the internet. I am not all up in everybody's business, and they're not all up in mine. And I'm texting less. I'm still, if I need directions or if I'm telling somebody I'm running late, I'm still texting, but I don't live and die by it like it's the Bible. And her and I are being forced to sit down and talk more often. Tonight we went and had coffee, and we just sat there and discussed tragedy. We discussed what's going on in my life with my family and with the death of my cousin. We discussed philosophies on that kind of thing, and we just sat there and let the time go by, and it was amazing. We talked, we laughed, we opened up. It was kind of like a rarity, and you know what it felt like? It felt like a second date. It felt like once you know the person, you're comfortable with how gorgeous she is, you know you guys get along well, you know you want to see where it goes, you sit and you have coffee, and you open up about more stuff, and you learn. You get to know the ins and outs of one another, and that's what it felt like. And here we are 8 months into the relationship. I think we learned that all communication is not created equal. Having a funny little line on Facebook about your profile picture or something smarmy that Rabid Nick says in his status update doesn't build relationships. It doesn't advance things to new levels. Some kind of Star Trek thing just came to my mind. I'm not that much of a geek, but I'd really like to boldly go further And you just can't do it with 160 characters or, you know, with something meaningless over a text message. So we sat there for hours. The sun went down. The coffee shop's staff had changed shifts, and it seemed like it was 5 minutes, but it was so deep and so meaningful. And the cool thing about it was it didn't have to be all serious. Obviously, there was serious topics discussed, and obviously a lot had to be revealed. But once it was said and done, we just went and read books. We read really stupid books. We read or gazed through this funny, humorous take on alternative sexual positions, just for kicks. And it was hysterical, and it was really just stupid. And sometimes when her and I get together, we can just laugh over the stupidest of things. But after having this discussion, after opening up and actually becoming closer, those little moments, those little laughs, those little, you know, we can have fun doing anything, they just seemed more meaningful. And yes, I am saying because we opened up, because we communicated, laughing at a stupid sex book was all that much better. Okay? So there, our relationship is a step further than it was yesterday, and I fully say, I give the credit to talking to one another face to face. You know, they say that 278% of all communication is nonverbal. Look it up. That's a fact. It comes from the eyes. It comes from the body language. And you can receive so much information and process it just by looking and sitting and talking to someone, to feel the emotions in the room. You're not getting that on Facebook. I'm sorry. You're not getting that over an email. I'm sorry. You are not getting that sending naughty pictures in a text message. I'm sorry. I think that's a lot of reasons. I think online dating or meeting somebody online is great. Number one, that's how Stella and I met. It is perfect for people who don't know how to break the ice. They don't know how to start a conversation. Obviously, the Rabid one is a lot of fun. He's charismatic. He's this and that. People flock to him and they want to hear what he has to say. Don't they? Shut up. But getting to know someone, you know, saying, hey, I'm the Rabid one. You want me to bite you? That doesn't really work. I know, I was surprised as well. I had to find that out the hard way. So meeting somebody online is cool because it does give you that icebreaker. Once out from there, you're on your own. You got to see if you trust this person. You got to meet them in the real world, and you got to communicate. So many times you hear people complaining that, oh, they weren't like what they were online, and this, that, and the other thing. That's because online isn't real. It's not. If you could unplug it from the wall, it is not real. You've got to take the time to really get to know someone. You have got, I said shut up. You've got to get to know who they are. And you've got to live. You can't just put on a facade. You can't just put on a status profile picture and claim it's a life, because it's not. And that is something, I swear to God, I knew it already. And using Facebook and being online was just an extension of who I am. But I didn't realize how much it had taken over who I am and tried to define who I am. And nothing in this world, no person, no computer, no status update is going to define who I am. There's only one person and one person only, and that's the Rabid one, Rabid Nick, who's going to define who I am. So that is day 6 of Blackout. I really think here in the home stretch, that was a huge, huge step forward. That was a great stride in trying to figure out what I'm doing, trying to figure out who I am and how I control who I am. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm giddy. Obviously, I'm here with a monkey, so I'm in a really good place. There's one more day of this, so hit me up. My email is rabidnick@gmail.com. You can find the website at rabidnick.com and become part of the infected at facebook.com/rabidnick. Until tomorrow, till the last day, and I get rid of this stupid cold, I'm the Rabid one.